way Emani was being treated. Mm-hmm. And then to know that her stepbrother and stepsister, sort of as it came out in the court case, they were being treated like you would hope kids would be.
Yeah.
Sort of they were celebrating Halloween and dressing up and going trick-or-treating and stuff like that. And as a grandma to all those children, to know that one of your loved ones is being treated so poorly, can you make sense of that? Or?
I can't, because I don't understand why these are healthy, Tristan and Emma are healthy, and why my granddaughter in the room starving to death. I can't accept the concept of that, because no child should go without food or water. And why are you mistreating her? And you're not mistreating the other ones. And that's when I know that nothing's wrong with you. You're just a mean person.
Tell me about the court case up until this last week when it was resolved. I can't imagine how tough it was for you to be there. I'm sure as a grandma you wanted to be there to hear it and see how it came to an end.
Yeah.
How did you find that strength? Every day I saw a picture of you, sort of your hands and your face in your hands, and I could tell you were struggling to be there, but you wanted to be there to hear it.
Yeah.
How did you find the strength to sit through and hear all of that?
A lot of times when you saw my hands in my face, I'm praying, asking God to give me strength. Just strength just to carry on, because it's hard. It's hard to see the pictures of her. It's hard to relive all this stuff. And as soon as you think you just got that much of healing, it all comes back. And then it's like you got to start all over.
Tell me about, I know we were talking off camera, you talked a little bit here in regular phone calls and seen him once with Emani, your son. And what was it like to see him come to the courtroom and get on the stand and testify in this? And I think you had told me off camera, you told him ahead of time, just tell the truth, just put it all out there.
Yeah.
You want to tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I just told him to be honest and tell the truth, because the truth does set us all free. And just stop protecting, let go and let God, and just be honest. Because you just have to be honest. There's no way. I can't live if I lie about something. I can't. I just go tell, I'm so sorry I lied. I can't live with myself. And I brought my children up to be honest. So I expect for him to be honest. And I was glad he was honest and told the truth.
When he was talking to you about testifying in the case, was he struggling with that? Sort of, does he still have any communication with Tiffany? Is there still a relationship there? Sort of, tell me about that.
He said there's no relationship there. And he was not struggling to tell the truth. He said, Mom, I will tell the truth. I'm ready. So I'm ready for you to tell the truth.
Tell me about Tiffany during the trial. I know we heard it from jurors, we heard it from prosecutors, we heard it from the attorneys that were sitting behind her waiting to help her, that of just how strange it was that she wasn't saying anything, she wasn't questioning anyone. What did you think of that as she just sat there quietly through the whole trial?
Well, I have been praying and fasting the whole time, and I have asked the Lord, let only truth come out her mouth. And if no truth can come out her mouth, then don't let her say a word. And just sitting there, I was hoping she would have said something, but no truth. All she did was grin and smile like everything's a joke. So, I don't know. I have to go with what I see. The Lord just didn't let her speak. That's the way I see it.
With that said, sir, you say she was grinning, smiling, she wasn't speaking because you think she had no truth to tell?
I think she had no truth to tell. She knew when she even saw the pictures, when she saw everything, she knew.
So do you think, with that said, do you think she's been found guilty? But do you think, personally, do you think she's accepted guilt for anything?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Because I have not talked with her since the whole incident happened. I have not spoke to her since I had my granddaughter. I just really have nothing to say to her. To get a call from work and saying, you need to come to the station, pick up your granddaughter because she's been beaten. I don't have anything else to say to you.
That was back when you got the temporary custody. You got a call saying, come pick her up.
Yeah. So I had no more to say.
What if sometime down the line, I know you said your son gives you regular phone calls. If sometime down the line Tiffany calls you, are you accepting that call? Is there anything you want to say to her? Or?
No, that's nothing I can say. There's nothing I can say. You can't take a life and think it's okay.
Tell me, I know you mentioned you had conversations with Danny Porter, the district attorney, about the death penalty in this case.
Right.
He said this was a case where he was trying it, where he wanted to see the death penalty as a sentence.
Right.
You didn't completely agree with that? I know you said you trusted him.
Yeah, I trusted him to do what he needed to do, but I wanted her to live and suffer, never, ever, ever get out, because I wanted her to feel what my granddaughter felt. I wanted her to understand what she had done to a child.
So when the jury came back and they found her guilty, I know that probably brought some closure or satisfaction, or I'll let you choose the word that it brought you, but were you upset when the sentence came back for the death penalty? Were you upset or just
I wasn't
disappointed?
upset. I was just like, wow. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting. I didn't know what the jury would do, but I was happy when she got sentenced for all 6 counts. That made me feel good. That's some justice. That's like, wow, finally justice after 5 years. You know.
What was your initial reaction, sort of in the moments leading up to it? I've talked to some families as they're waiting for a verdict to come back. They're extremely nervous,
yeah,
especially if it's sort of on the fence. And in a case, this one, she hadn't really said anything.
Right.
And there was a lot of evidence against her, so I don't know. Were you nervous, and what was your reaction right away?
I was nervous during the whole thing because my stomach was upset. So, you know, I was very nervous. I didn't know what was going to be what. So the whole time I was probably rocking and praying. So I don't know.
Tell me about your other grandchildren. Can you update people on sort of that, sort of what you do know? I understand they're now in the foster care system. You haven't seen them.
No, I haven't
seen them. When's the last time
them.
you saw them?
I haven't seen them since they left the first time.
Okay.
I haven't seen them.
How much time has passed since then?
About 5 years.
You haven't seen them in 5 years. What's your hopes for even? It sounds like if they're in the foster care system, do you feel like you lost 3 grandchildren here?
Yeah, I did. But the only good thing that is that 2 of them are still living. 1 I had to bury.
You just hope or pray on that there's a lot of foster families out there that hopefully they get put with a family that's right for them and they get raised the right way. Is that
That's my prayer. That's my prayer. If I can't have them, then I pray that the Lord will bless them in a loving home that will teach them how to love, because I don't believe they know how to love. Because their mother didn't show love. She might have showed love to them, but they're watching her mistreat another child, so that's not love. And I don't want them to get it confused. They need to know what real love is. It's caring and loving and taking care of someone. It's not a pretend thing. It's a serious thing.
And then Emani's, I guess, half-brother, you say he was old enough that he was able to see some of this. Tristan was able to see some of this. And it's, as far as you know, it's stayed with them. And
yeah. He's having a hard time. You know, when I ask questions and see how he's doing, and he was having a hard time. Very hard time. Because he's seen a lot of stuff that was going on in the house.
As far as you know, either through DFACS or through the foster care system, was he getting some help for that? Were there people he could talk to?
I think they put him in getting him some help. I was told they were getting him some help, and he's seeing psychiatrists and other people that's helping him cope with all of this. So I haven't seen him.
If you wouldn't mind opening up a little bit about our interview here today. I know I called you a couple days ago, and you were receptive to it, and you wanted to sit down, and then eventually you texted me where we should meet today, but that first text you sent me this morning, at first you didn't want to do it this morning.
No, I didn't want to do it.
When you woke up, and why did you decide to sit down? We were talking about for Emani.
And I have been praying about it, and then a couple of my friends called, and my last prayer warrior called me and said, Robin, just out of the blue, I think you need to go in and call and tell them Emani's story. And I'm like, okay, that's confirmation. I'll go and tell them Emani's story. They need to know that, and all grandparents need to know that the fight is on, and we have to go out there and we have to do what we have to do to save a child. Even if it's taking them out of a home that's being abused, it's worth it, because that's still life. And I would rather have a child taken out of a home to keep them alive than this being a home and the next week they're gone. So that's my goal. I just want to see all children living. I don't want to see death upon any child or anyone.
Whether that comes through a grandparent hearing you speaking and maybe they're in a similar situation,
Right.
or I know you filed that lawsuit and maybe some social worker somewhere hears your story and does something in their job to help save a kid, and that's all you want to hear. And
Yeah,
see.
that's what I want to hear. I want to hear, I want to hear them say, this child was saved because I intervened. I felt that something wasn't right, so I went on and did what I needed to do. And I think that's what's important. You know, it's just like the police officer who said he gave her a ticket, a fine. You should have brought her in. That would have saved her life. Ticket or a fine, brought her in, would have saved her life. And sometimes we have to go with our guts and not with, okay, well, we can't do this because the paperwork say this. But sometimes you got to put your foot down. The paperwork can say anything, but if it's to save a life, let's save a life. I prefer you to save a life, to go out your way to do what you can for children. That's why I called upon them, but they failed me. So, you know, I have no trust in DFACS anymore. I don't think they really do their job like they should.
Release or lead, I know that lawsuit's still out there, and there's probably still more that you want to see, but I know as Emani's story was starting to be told and the facts were coming out, that there were some people there that lost their jobs, and supposedly we had some details of some reorganization that they did of how they handle things, and was there some satisfaction to see that? I know it doesn't bring Emani back, but as he said, you want to speak to see if you can save other children.
Well, I haven't really seen them really step in and do anything. You know, I heard about all the things they're going to do, but I haven't seen them do anything. And when I can see that concept, when I can see that you saved a child, then that changes my mind that you can really do this. But if I can't see that concept of you doing anything but just talk, I'm not going to trust that. I need more than just talk. I need you to perform. I need you to go in these homes and save these children, because not one child deserves what my granddaughter did.
Absolutely. And the last thing I wanted to ask, I know you mentioned you have those pictures of Emani on your
mantle.
And I'm assuming those aren't going anywhere. You're going to keep those there as long as you can. And
yes, no one can have them. People have asked, no, get your own. I'm sorry, I'm not sharing. I'm sorry, that's my baby.
Well, Robin, those are the questions I have for you. I do thank you for sitting down with me today.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else we haven't talked about? Anything else you want to get out there that's important, or we cover it well?
I just want people to wake up and look around and notice that our kids are lacking the love that they're supposed to have. It's too many kids and too many kids raising kids. And the kids are not getting what they need. They need attention. They need love. You have kids that's bullying children for no reason. Why? Because they're not getting the love that they're supposed to have. They might be getting bullied at home. I just want us all to wake up to save our children. It's time.
It is.
It's time.
Rob, thank you once
You're
again.
welcome. You're welcome.